howdy do, everybody. Welcome to Grindcast. My name's Maximilian. And today I'm joined by...
Tiberius.
Just fucking say your name.
And Jason.
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
I'm not Roman today. I'm sorry.
Jason Achilles.
I mean, technically, Jason is a Greek name.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be said that way or written that way.
Fault the Argonauts.
I didn't ask for a fucking history lesson.
Which apparently
you did. The moment you became Maximilian, you asked for a history lesson.
Yeah, I guess. I had a small Tiny Toons flashback. That's why I chose Maximilian. I don't know why.
For Montana Max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get this shit show on the road. Back up this bucket and let's get it going. We're going to go straight into some news topics. All right, well, I'm going to start with this because there's actually two things we can go off with this. I didn't write this down, but Jason just talked with us about this slightly earlier, and it ties in with this. Capcom teased that they were going to make Resident Evil 7, the game.
Didn't they do that like a while back after they made the...
I guess they did, but
Resident Evil 1 remake? They said they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And then they made that, and then they made the Resident Evil... They're talking about the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
And I heard that they're going to make the next Resident Evil more similar to the first three and less like the current ones we have, which are just...
Well, let's hope,
like
because
movies.
when they teased it, they called this a shooter.
No!
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's like a rail shooter. Like they're doing like Resident Evil now in like the style of like...
No. I hope it's a twin stick bullet hell shooter.
Oh.
Where you just like fly around in space with Chris.
It's like Parodius. With Resident Evil characters. It's just a penguin trying to get his way through the Evil Dead.
I was going to say, they tried rail shooters before.
Yeah.
Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles.
Garbage.
Well, they said this, and then they also had to make an announcement that they don't plan on doing anything with Devil May Cry.
Did anybody think that they were? I mean,
honestly, I thought after that reboot that they were going to be just done.
I just feel like it's kind of like putting a nail in a coffin, because you're just like, yeah, we're going to make Resident Evil 7. No more Devil May Cry, though. Like, and then the guy's like interviewing, like, no, I didn't even ask about it.
When did that even come up?
They're like, so what make you guys know? Not yet. Like, I didn't even fucking ask you. Nobody cares. You ruined it.
Yeah, you just gonna reboot a reboot, or are you just gonna...
Hey, he's gonna come back with fucking blue hair now.
We're just gonna pretend that never happened.
He's gonna keep getting younger and younger until
we're just gonna go back to 3 or 4.
He's gonna come back with blue hair with a fucking, like, red jacket with sequins all over it. Jumping around shooting demons, and then instead of guitar, he plays a fucking piano with, like, a goddamn Liberace candelabra on the front of it.
If he comes back with blue hair, you better be spinning and collecting rings.
Oh my god. Devil May gotta go fast. That'd be fucking great. Just like Eggman's this giant undead like monster he has to find and kill.
What? His name is fucking Robotnik.
Ivan Robotnik.
I don't give a shit. Sega ruined it, not me.
And you're going along with it. You're brainwashed by Sega.
Dr. Robotnik.
Thank you.
Is this giant undead creature that he has to kill at the top of some tower that for some reason has windy stairs on the outside of it.
That is the epitome of Sonic right there. No railing.
No railing.
No. But an outside stairwell.
Yeah.
Then spins around the building.
So, but speaking with Resident Evil, there was a major mishap on the set
of
them filming the new Resident Evil movie,
which I literally just read about.
Yeah, which if you're pissed about there being 4 new Transformers, I'm more pissed that there's actually another fucking Resident Evil movie.
And because of it, a stun woman nearly died.
Yeah. We could have saved the life, kids.
Indeed.
By not paying any money to watch the last Resident Evil.
Could have just stole it on the internet.
I don't even know what that made in theaters.
Like $2.
All I know, it was like the guy who played Bison in that horrible Chun-Li Street Fighter movie played Wesker in these movies.
Yeah, he did.
You got a guy that looks nothing like Wesker to play Wesker. Like,
Who do you know in Hollywood looks like Wesker that'd be willing to play?
All right, hold on. Let me just kind of do a face profile.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you can find to do it. Someone that's willing to do the movie as well.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving he would not do this movie.
But he would be Wesker in my mind.
He'd be okay looking as Wesker, but he wouldn't do the movies.
I was almost going to say, if Cumberbatch can hide his English accent,
he can. Actually, really fucking well.
I haven't seen a movie where he did yet.
12 Years a Slave, he has a really good American accent. In Black Mass, he was in that. You saw it. He
still kind of had it a little.
He didn't.
I could hear it.
You wanted to hear it. That's what it was.
Maybe it was that.
He's
just such a fucking charming gentleman.
I was so amazed that he sounded so Bostonian in that movie. I was just like, what did he do? Spend 20 years to perfect this?
He does like what fucking Kevin Bacon does. He just like moved to Boston and just stayed there for how many years? Like Kevin Bacon just like, he actually he finds his roles and he's just like, all right, I'm going to become this person.
But have you noticed over the past several years that Kevin Bacon is looking more like Dennis Leary and Dennis Leary's looking more like Kevin Bacon?
It's fucking weird, dude. It's really weird. Like if you put a picture of them side by side, like they're just like, it's like Kevin Bacon felt bad for Dennis Leary or something. He's like, you know what? You had such good stuff going for you, and then people just forgot. I'm going to let you slowly become me. And then I'm going to take over you. So you can once feel the limelight again. I, myself, have too much success. I need to give some away. I think that's what's happening.
But the look on your face when I mentioned that, you're just like, holy shit, he's right.
Yeah, I'm just like thinking about how the two of them look like. Oh my god. Like if Dennis Leary just cut his hair short and spiked it a little bit, it's like, it's fucking Kevin Bacon. Yeah. Where was I going, though? Now I'm completely sidetracked.
You were talking about Resident Evil.
Yeah, I know. I had a thought in my head, though, for a point of something. Oh, Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
If you gave him, like, short blonde hair and spiked it a little bit, or combed it back, whichever Wesker you want, and gave him the Neo fucking, like, Matrix coat, he'd look like him.
I want fully mutated Wesker all the time.
Oh, yes. The fucking... No, wait, what did he get when he mutated? I was almost thinking of Krauser at first. I was like, oh, it's just not with the Rambo with the blade arm with an eyeball sticking out of it.
No. He had, like, just tentacles everywhere. This is really gross.
Yeah. I just see Benedict Cumberbatch do that. Just yell, just like in a volcano. Crash! Crash! I know when I say it sounds like Mr. Garrison screaming. Crash! You should get Benedict Cumberbatch to play him and Mark Wahlberg to play Chris Redfield punching boulders.
Yeah.
Or The Rock in a really terrible wig. Like, if you're gonna do it, make it look awful so at least it's, like, parody funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, that's all they got left. Nobody's walking into this going like, I am hoping to be blown away
by this cinematic masterpiece.
I want to walk out of Resident Evil and feel like I need to change the world. I felt that way coming out of Transformers 4, but, whatever.
Why'd you even go see it?
I didn't see it.
Why'd you go see any of it?
The dinosaurs came up and I'm just like, oh my god, we need to stop polluting. God damn it, I feel so bad for China. Oh.
So bad for China?
They keep making all of our plastic junk.
Hey, they're getting paid.
Alright, so moving along. Oh wait, no, we didn't even finish with... Somebody almost died. Okay, they're making the next Resident Evil movie. This lady got...
Wesker.
What is she? She collided with a crane or something?
It's Mila Jovovich's stunt double. While they were doing a motorcycle scene, I'm not sure why, because I'm pretty sure in the trailers for the last one I saw, like the world blew up or some shit. I don't know. And while shooting the scene...
That was the one motorcycle that was in her fridge, and it survived.
Stop it! That movie was garbage! Well, doing the scene, she collided with a camera crane. And more or less, had this happened to you, you probably would have felt like you should have died.
It more or less destroyed her life.
Yeah.
And she lived. It's like your face is gone, your hands are gone, your spine got ripped out. You have like no midsection. You have no legs.
She was in a coma for 2 weeks with a swollen and bleeding brain.
Yeah.
The site said she had her face, whatever, was degloved. We were just
going to Google it.
That it's probably like your skin coming off, but it says to Google it if you want to see some
degloved. Just doesn't sound like a good thing.
No, she had four nerves ripped out of her spine. Just it's bad.
Yeah,
it
sounds like a thumb too. I think. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a dream date on a 4chan board. So yeah, thank you, Hollywood, because everybody needed this movie. That Wesker. Okay, nobody can see this. But
yeah, I know. We can.
Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Hollywood. Nobody asked for this movie, and you killed somebody. You almost killed somebody. She probably wishes she was fucking dead.
She can't get a job again. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do? Roll around in a wheelchair while she's
because there was a whole 10 people. They were like, I need to know how this story ends. I haven't slept in days. Excuse me, Capcom. I need to know how the story for a character that was never in any of the fucking video games. I need to know how that ends.
Is this Adam Sandler?
No.
God damn it.
This phone is hurting my fanny.
Just reminded me of this fucking image I saw.
Want a little Nicky sequel.
Yeah. The butterfly. Popeye chickens the shit.
Fuck, I got rid of it. There it is. You just reminded me of this.
So, alright, I'm gonna move on then.
Hold on.
Oh, that's a fucking terrible picture. He's just like, I gave up on life.
Read the fucking...
Oh, what's the caption? When you put out 50 fucking awful movies in a row and you're dead inside, but you're praying to God this one pulls through. Oh, God. And it was for Pixels.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I'm moving on to my next topic. This is another movie topic. Daniel Craig he was in an interview and officially stated that he does not give a fuck who plays the next Bond. Which I love it because there was so many like, oh my God, is Bond going to be a black guy? It could even be a woman. And he's just coming out and be like, I don't give a fuck. It's just like, I'm so done with Bond. I don't care what the fuck you do with it. You could make Bond a fucking wheelchair-bound, snot-dribbling asshole for all I care. He didn't, quote, say that, but...
I don't get why people are so obsessed with what the last actor thought is going to happen to the role. Like, that seems like you want them to be either extremely arrogant or extremely passive about it. But yeah, just so you can make a big deal about it.
Put this into perspective. Right. Like, they're making this a big deal. So put this into perspective. When Superman Returns was getting made, do you think anybody went to Dean Cain and was like, how do you feel about Brandon Routh being Superman? Dean Cain's just there in his box in this alley, like, well.
He's like, I've got my Lifetime movies to worry about.
I'm doing fine, though. Don't worry about me.
Because what do they really want? Daniel Craig to just be like, no one could do a better job than me. I was the best, and you shouldn't watch any movie after this?
No. And you know what? When they said about Idris Elba possibly being Bond, I was like, I'm all fucking for it. The guy's a great actor.
Yeah.
His English accent helps me fall into a blissful sleep. Like, he should have done something like fucking Jeff Bridges did. Was it the right guy? Did I pick the right guy?
Yeah.
I get him mixed up with people sometimes.
Who? I want a list.
I don't know. God damn it. That'd be great if Idris Elba talks you to sleep or Jeff Goldblum talks you to sleep.
Oh, yes.
Could you imagine, like, you put your head down on a pillow, it's like, hi, I'm here to, talk you, to sleep. And sleep is a weird thing, in its own. No one, can ever really remember the point of when, consciousness, is slipped over into, dream reality.
With the first 10 CDs.
It's like they just start running out of ideas, and he just starts like reading out of magazines and shit.
Reading the ingredients to Cheerios.
The down is down 4 points today.
He starts reading the phone book.
Arn A. Anderson.
God damn it, man.
I feel like I know him. So yeah, James Bond. Oh, man.
All I gotta say is, I'm seeing the trailer for Spectre several times now, and I'm stoked for it. But as far as Bond goes, I've never been attached to any of the Bonds. I mean, I know Connery is iconic.
And, when
Brosnan was my first
Timothy
Bond.
Dalton is forgettable.
When Brosnan was when Brosnan was hanging it up, I was like, no!
Yeah.
That was the first Bond I saw, and I will say this, I really loved GoldenEye. I hated every other movie he had, though.
They all blend together to me.
See, GoldenEye, though, like, I think it's because you have nostalgia memories for it. I rewatched GoldenEye recently, and I'm like, this movie kind of sucks.
Well, yeah.
Like, the only part that's great about it is watching Sean Bean die at the end. Because you're just like, when you're a kid, you don't really remember who...
You don't know.
You didn't know about his legacy. And as you grow up, you're like, oh yeah, this guy dies in everything.
You just gotta find the perfect death.
And it's like, yeah, and then like, you go back and watch it, and like, he's in the very beginning scene with Bond. He's like 008, I think, or 6. I can't remember.
6, yeah.
6. They're like, we go in together, James. We all come out. We do this. Nice and clean. We're the best there is. And like James is just like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna die. It's like playing on his phone. Like they had one then. And it's just like, as soon as you see him, like knowing his legacy, you're like, man, you die in this movie. That's like whenever I rewatch the Fellowship of the Ring, I'm just like, man, you had it coming, though.
Yeah.
Hey. He could have lived. He really could have. He sacrificed
just got too damn
himself.
greedy.
No, he sacrificed himself.
If he didn't want that ring so bad, he wouldn't have gotten the situation.
Everybody wanted the ring bad. You saw Frodo by the end of the movie. He was like, I'm not getting rid of it. Fuck you. Spoiler alert.
He actually took that ring and the Things Remembered had his name etched in the side.
To Frodo with love.
So, as far as the next Bond goes, like you said, I never really grew attached to a certain actor playing Bond. Because that's the cool thing of Bond, is seeing a new guy do it and take it in maybe a different direction. Now,
I know there's people that do get attached to them.
I don't want it to go back to being campy again.
Right.
Because, okay, honestly, when I was young...
It depends on the actor, though.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even the actor. It's who's writing it, really.
True. Yeah, that's very true.
When I was a kid, and I can tell... When I was a young kid, and I could actually tell the moment when a movie franchise jumped a shark. Now, that's impressive, because kids don't know dick. Remember?
We've proven this before.
We've proven this. Kids don't know dick. When you have an enemy that you inflate because you put in your scuba diving breathing capsule, you shove it into his throat, and he floats up to the ceiling and then explodes over a pool of laser-headed sharks. I don't know how you come off the shop room floor that day on the writing board and just be like, we've done it.
I am satisfied with my work.
We fucking did it. We fucking did it. We made the Smurfs look plausible. So, yeah. I hope they get somebody good. It's whatever. If they don't, fuck it. I'll wait till another bad one comes in. It's like how long Timmy D. Dalton did it, and people are just like, well, we'll wait. It's like I have to wait for the Steelers to play good again. It's probably going to be 4 years. I'll wait.
They're doing pretty good this year.
They don't have a quarterback right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, now that it's the Cowboys. He was killed.
So, moving on to another topic. I'm going to bring this in just because I'm anxiously waiting for it, but I also have really bad feelings that it's going to suck. Halo 5, this was another one of their brilliant things they released. They're saying that the campaign is going to be 8 to 12 hours long. And I'm like, okay, that's way longer than 4 was. I think 4 clocked in at like 4 hours or tops.
It was real fucking short.
Maybe 6 if you played it on Legendary and you had a hard time. This one, so it's 8 to 12 hours, which I'm like, okay, that's a good running time. But unfortunately, you can't couch co-op an 8 to 12 hour game because you won't let me.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck you still. I don't know.
I really hope this doesn't become a trend. 'Cause I remember when I was like really worried that couch co-op was going to go by the wayside.
Yeah.
Because a lot of companies were stopped doing it. And then a lot of people decided, you know what? I'm going to bring couch co-op back because I like the idea of people being able to play games together in the same room.
Right.
Online's
exactly.
cool and all, yeah. But having your friends come over, like in the old days and playing games together was fantastic. But now it seems again, we're getting rid of couch co-op.
Right.
And I don't care for
Which
it.
I don't understand. I mean, I can't imagine it'd be too difficult to program if you're doing all the online stuff.
Oh, I especially don't understand when you make a system that can have 4 controllers, but you don't want me to have multiple people playing in the same system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. It's gonna be what it is. You know what it is? You know what it is? Co-op, though? Amiibos. We have some Amiibo news. You don't have to say it, because I have it saved.
Oh, wow. Wow, we're moving up.
Cut you off.
We're moving up.
You don't need to say it. You can relax. I made your job even easier than it already is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Made it harder for myself, easier on you.
Let's give the guy Matt is.
Generous.
All right, so what's your Amiibo news? You're like my Amiibo news headquarters over here.
Apparently.
Because I don't even look for it anymore.
I've brought some attention to it.
Sorry.
Recently,
you're the co-founder.
Recently, there was a huge restock at Toys R Us. They received large amounts
Start
of
camping.
Star Fox, Captain Falcon, the Lucario, Greninja, all the
garbage.
all the exclusives that they had are getting restocked. Star Fox is actually available on their website as of yesterday.
He's real happy about it.
Which is interesting because it seems like a lot of stores don't even like sell them online anymore because I don't think they know how to keep them in stock.
Do people still buy
And
this
if you
shit,
go
though?
if you go on Amazon, everybody's got like all the prices are above retail. Like even for like the commons.
It's Amazon.
Yeah, you can't get anything on Amazon now. Also, Little Mac got restocked at Toys R Us. But now, the hottest rumor is that Best Buy, either by the end of the month, is going to get a huge restock of Mark, Dark Pit,
Don't care.
and the Splatoon 3-pack, which everybody was going crazy over that squid
Yeah.
that you could only get in the 3-pack.
Gives a fuck.
Collectors and people that want to sell to collectors.
I just, like, I have some, and like now after like how much bullshit they put everybody through to even get like the ones that are there, which aren't even rare. Who gives a shit anymore?
Mm-hmm.
I still use mine.
People still do. Although they did try to do the Amiibo
Smash
cards where they released.
Oh, that's how they're going to be coming out.
The Animal Crossing cards. But they're already on clearance at Walmart, so I don't know how much these places are expecting that to take off. But
It's because I think people feel that those aren't going to sell as well because, it's not a statue, I want a statue. It's like, no, you're dumb. Probably, eventually they're all going to be cards at some point, I feel.
Yeah.
It's going to be it's not going to be too expensive, but it's going to not be profitable enough to keep making these statues and shipping them overseas.
And then also they're doing another 3-pack with the Mii Fighters. And it's already out in Japan, and I believe it's already out in Europe. But somehow North American copies got leaked because they're out on the secondary market and nobody really knows where they came from.
They disappeared.
They just appeared.
Undocumented Amiibos.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm gonna fire some other ones out here real quick, because there is some good stuff to talk about. PS4 getting the price drop.
Yeah, $50.
Jason, tell us what's going on over there in PS4 land.
The 500 gigabyte PlayStation 4 is getting dropped $50 to $349.99 because it's already been dropped in Japan and I think also in Europe. So the American and Canadian copies are going to be getting a $50.
Yep. And that's
discount.
only the 500 gigabyte.
Yeah.
So it's actually not that bad of a deal if you spend the extra $50 to get the other 500 gigs. It's a pretty damn good deal, actually, if you think about it. It's kind of like when Xbox when they did the 360 first and they had the 3 different models.
Yeah.
It's like you could buy the
Arcade, Pro, and
Elite.
Elite.
Yeah.
The arcade, which had no memory, so you could do nothing with it.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, you pay $50 more, and then you can get the one that has like 10 gigs in it or something.
It's like 20.
Yeah. Or if you pay another $100, you get like 100-some gigs or whatever for the Elite. And it's like, gee, I wonder what I should do. They're like, oh, also the Elite, we fixed that chip problem. Supposedly, mine red ringed anyway, you fucking bastard.
I'm lucky that I've never had that issue.
Well, see, I bought my Halo 4 one, and that's made of iridium gold. It's never gonna break.
Iridium gold?
I could bury that in the desert and bring it back and it'll work. I'm never gonna do that because it won't work.
Well, no.
It's not like an Atari. Ataris, you can fucking shit inside, plug it in, it will still work.
Seen it.
Fucking...
I've cleaned some.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody that's like, they're like, oh, I gotta cork out this one, but there's no toilet paper. I don't have an Atari 5800 sitting around. I could just put it in the trap door in the back. Or 5200.
52, yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
All right, another topic real quick. I wanted to talk about Studio Ghibli clothes.
Yeah.
All right. If you are a fan of Studio Ghibli, you probably won't want to buy these clothes. I think they look terrible.
I am excited to get some Totoro footsies, onesie pajamas.
I saw pictures of the shirt.
Gross, dude.
I saw pictures of the shirt, and I'm just like, so in Japan, I guess women only wear blouses. Because all it looks like is old women blouses, like you buy at JCPenney with like the horrible patterning the way it's done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I've seen better clothes from a Studio Ghibli line before. Hot Topic has fucking Studio Ghibli clothes. Some stuff that Jamie actually once, like, thought about purchasing. And she's like, she has those moments where she's like, that is cool, I want to buy that. And then backs up and goes, where am I actually going to wear that? To which then I do respond, well, you wear all those crazy fucking hats everywhere. So, what's a crazy fucking shirt gonna do? What's that gonna hurt? But, I don't remember the website is on. I'll have to put it down in the annotations to the episode to tell you where you can find it if you want to buy some Studio Ghibli clothes. I'm gonna throw one more topic in here. Actually, I'm gonna do two real quick. Superman, and the new movie is now gonna be a trucker.
No, not the new movie.
Oh.
In the comics.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's worse than you originally
His secret identity is being changed.
God damn it.
Because Lois Lane leaks his secret identity to everybody in his story.
See, I even work at a comic book store now, and I didn't even know this was happening.
So he can't be Clark Kent anymore. Because everybody's all, oh, I'm in danger of being this close to you. You're fucking Superman. So he, like, runs away, stays in the ground for a while, and he comes back as, like, Archie something, and he's a trucker now.
I hope he's, like, changed his name to Bork Lesnar.
Bork Laser.
Bork Laser.
What the fuck is that?
It's a fucking, it was a Brock Lesnar joke for Bork Laser.
Bork Laser. His videos on YouTube were all written as Bork Laser.
Fucking Bork Laser.
Bork Laser kills one-legged man or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there was a one-legged wrestler named Zach Gowen that he wrestled.
Yeah.
And,
You just murdered him in the ring.
Alright, firing one last one in here real quick. Sting being injured.
Yeah.
Now, this is not news, but we're going to talk about it because we weren't here when it happened.
And I know there are wrestling fans that listen to the show. And they already know about it, but they probably want to hear what I have to say, right? So
I don't care about what I have to say.
Steve Borden Sting was wrestling Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions. First of all, Sting's wrestled one match in the past 3 years, and all of a sudden he's got a title shot, whatever. But Sting is 56 years old, and he gets in the ring with Rollins, who's probably 30, I would think. Maybe, I'm guessing. And they're having a pretty good match. It's pretty action-packed. Sting's doing a lot of the Sting moves, Stinger Splash, all that. Then Rollins picks him up to do like a powerbomb move. But instead of like powerbombing him down to the mat, he throws him directly into the top turnbuckle. Sting's neck, like his head, just like goes backwards really quick. Like you can see it's like whiplash. And he just goes down.
He killed him.
He just goes down. And they did an interview with Sting, and he said that he got up and he felt tingling and numbness in his hand.
Yeah, because he had a heart attack.
And he gets up and tries to keep the match going. He falls down again. Now the referee waves the doctor in the ring, and I'm watching this, and I'm going, this isn't storyline here. This isn't a work. He's really hurt. So they get in the ring, and they're like, you can tell he's like, are you okay to continue? Are you okay to continue? And I think going through his head at this point is, shit, I have to continue, because what are we going to do? Just end this match abruptly, end this main event? And so in traditional wrestler fashion, where I've seen guys wrestle with broken ankles and Austin wrestled with a broken neck, and they finished the match. It was a roll-up pin, so nobody really could hurt somebody on a roll-up pin. Right. So then the rumors come out, flying out the next day, that Sting's had a career-ending injury, and that it's a severe neck injury, and that he's done, and all this stuff. Now Sting's coming back saying, well, I'm not done, but I might be back. He's leaving the door open, which I think is a dumb thing. Dumb.
What's it going to take? So he's basically destroyed all of his nerve endings, and he ends up like fucking
the stunt woman,
the Nature Boy.
Well, here's an example of somebody who knew when to get out, and that's Steve Austin.
Yeah.
When Steve Austin had basically his neck broken twice and all the injuries that he's had in his knees and stuff like that, he quit. He went off to do acting. He wasn't that great. Now he's got a podcast and a reality show and all that stuff. He's doing okay for himself. Yeah. And they wanted to push for him and Brock Lesnar, to wrestle at WrestleMania next year, because it's happening in Steve's hometown, Dallas, Texas. And Steve's like, oh, hell no. He's not doing it because he doesn't want to be crippled.
Yeah, because it's Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar gets in the ring and he's like, I can't remember, is this UFC or is this WWE tonight?
Or am I back in the gladiator arenas in Rome? And I gotta murder this guy, otherwise they're gonna feed me to a lion.
Yeah. And then I look at what happened last WrestleMania, not this one, but the one before, where, actually it was 2 years ago, I guess, but, was when, Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker wrestled. And they ended The Undertaker's streak. And The Undertaker got concussed, like 2 minutes into the match, and then just looked like a fragile old man for the rest of the match, where Lesnar just kept picking him up and suplexing him. And he couldn't get up on his own accord, so Lesnar kept having to pick him up.
Yeah.
And it just was just awful and sad to watch. And then I think back to WCW days when Roddy Piper, with a fake hip, was trying to wrestle Hogan.
Yeah.
Who now has a replaced hip too. And I'm thinking, shouldn't there be an age where they just cut it off and they say, all right, guys, no more?
It's like
want these guys to kill themselves.
I wouldn't even think it's like, an age limit, whatever, because like sometimes you can still be in really great shape and be of a certain age. I think it's like if you've broken a certain part of your body, that's it. You break a neck, you should be done. You break a hip and have a fake hip replacement, you should be done. I mean, yeah, if you're old and one of those things happens to you, if you want to come back in the door, there should be somebody just be like, all right, so you are actually insane. You need to go get your brain checked. You need to go get some help, because you shouldn't be wanting to come back to this. You're going to die.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, like, I'd say there maybe should be somewhat of an age limit, but there might be like a thing like if you want to wrestle beyond that, you should have to be tested to make sure that your body can handle that. Sign off waivers and a contract saying blah, 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 blah. This happens to me, da, 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 da. Then you're good to go. Just have that little extra precaution. So if there's a guy with a broken neck, a fake hip, fake foot, fake arms, it's just like, I still want to wrestle.
It's got a wooden foot with a bottle of liquor.
Yeah, it's like, I still want to wrestle. And they're like, all right, we'll go through the trials and sign off if you want to.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Do something like that. But I don't know. If it was me, I fucking broke something wrestling, I'd just be like, all right, I'm good. That was fun. I had my shot.
Yeah. I mean, there are guys that have broken their necks, had their vertebrae fused, and then gone back out and wrestled again, had the same injury again, went through the same procedure again, and went back out and did it again. And I'm talking about Kurt Angle right now, because man is insane himself.
He didn't know when to stop.
And he wrestles hurt all the time, and no wonder he got addicted to pills. And he's still active, and he really shouldn't be. Well, he wrestled in the Olympics with a broken neck, and then got into pro wrestling, and broke his neck, and then he got to fix, and he broke his neck, and I'm like, dude, stop breaking your neck. Just stop wrestling.
He looks like he broke his neck so many times that his, ears and his shoulders just fused together. Because, like, his neck just, like, gave up. It's like, I'm going to shrink now, so you can't break me anymore.
Yeah.
You're just going to be a fucking... Ugh.
And see, the thing is with
He's such a
wrestling,
weird-looking guy.
there's no wrestlers union, so there's nobody that can step in and say, all right, these guys can't go out and do this. They're all independent contractors. They can make their own decisions. But, you know, the WWE has been so big on this wellness policy, which for 2 years they didn't have any violations of their wellness policy until recently. Hornswoggle got caught for the wellness policy. But so, like, they're cracking down on drug use and stuff like that, which is good. But you've got almost 60-year-old men, possibly life-threatening injuries in the ring. You know, you gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You gotta draw the line. So, alright, well, we're gonna fire into request topics. The wonderful, wonderful world of request topics. We're gonna go with, Justin's. This is the last one we have for this week of recording. How about some nerdy cardboard talk? Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic cards, Pokemon cards, Garbage Pail Kids cards, Walking Dead cards, baseball cards, football cards, Desert Storm cards, TMNT cards, soccer cards, marble cards, etc., etc., etc. Do you guys collect or play? Is it a waste of time or time well spent? What do you guys think? Okay.
No, I will say it's either a waste of time or a time well spent because that's insane. If you ask somebody that doesn't like it, they're going to say it's a waste of time. Ask somebody that likes it, it's time well spent. It's
you know what? As far as the card games go, like if you like playing tabletop games as like, you know, board games or anything like that, I would give card games a try. I would give Magic a try.
Yeah, Magic's fun. You
probably would end up liking it, and you can actually give Magic a try almost every Friday night at Comics Connection.
Fucking team.
Yeah, we're starting to play Magic there on Friday nights now.
Yeah, I heard.
So here we go. Get your ass there. Get in a seat. Beat me at Magic, because you can. I'm terrible at it.
Brag to all your friends.
Yeah, brag to all your friends. I beat Matt from Grindcast. They're like, who? Exactly.
But yeah, I've collected Magic cards for quite some time. I enjoy playing it. It's fun to do.
It's a very addictive game, and it continuously goes on.
It changes enough so that
you don't feel like it gets stale.
Yeah. But they do that. I understand why it changes so much, because obviously you gotta get the money.
Yeah.
But unlike other card games, though, this one doesn't change so drastically that it makes it unfun, and it doesn't stay the same so long that, again, it doesn't become fun.
Exactly.
Well, there have been a lot of playing card games through the years that, or trading playing cards or whatever, that didn't have the stay power that Magic has had. I mean,
they've been since the, late 80s, early 90s?
It was 90s, I would think. But, I mean, Marvel even did several.
They tried.
They did what were they called? Power something, Overpower, something like that.
Yeah.
And they just had no staying power whatsoever.
What they did smart, though, was
a stupid game, though.
Marvel and DC, then they jumped on Hero Clicks, which is very popular right now.
Yeah, well, and I haven't gotten into any Hero Clicks.
No, but I won't.
Because, I don't know, I feel like I spend enough money on plastic
and other
crap.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, do I want more plastic crap just taken around?
There's a line somewhere, right? Yeah.
They've got to draw a line somewhere. You know, it's just like, I think I helped Pops become famous with how much we've bought in them over the years.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, like, I never got into Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Very much because it just hit me at the wrong age.
When I was younger, I played Pokemon. I still like the games, like the video games. I don't really care for the card games so much anymore.
Right.
And I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a little bit, but then they started changing way too many of the rules and making the shit bullshit, and I was like, I'm done with this.
I'll tell anybody, though, if you played Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, and you still have anything Gen 1, you could potentially be sitting on a fucking gold mine.
Absolutely.
It depends on the condition of the card.
Yeah. If you got cards in good condition and you got Gen 1 stuff, you're sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I've been a baseball card, sports card collector for 26 years.
We'll get into this one because I also used to...
I wasn't really heavily into like the playing card games like that.
Yeah.
But because I would go to yard sales and stuff and buy the stuff, I would end up with it. I have boxes of non-sports and like playing cards and stuff like that I don't know
You
anything
get that,
about.
the Al-Qaeda playing cards.
And I found out that I guess one of the Pokemons I had was one of the rare ones, one of the evolved ones or something.
Pokemons?
That was actually
Pokemans?
worth something.
Pokemon is a plural.
Which kind of...
It's also singular. You don't have to say Pokemons.
Don't have to say Pokemons?
It's just
Makes me sound like Grandpa?
See, it was a whole week he didn't get to correct somebody, so he had to do it now.
It's just Pokemon.
Pokemon, alright.
Now you know.
Okay.
I see
There
that
we go.
fucking star
There
in
we
the
go.
rainbow flying above my head right now.
But for me,
The more you know.
when I first started, it was when everything was being so massively overproduced.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
That it didn't really matter. I mean, there were card shops on every corner. And
Yeah.
they were there trying to tell you, buy these complete sets and hold on to them because they're going to be worth money someday. Now people actually use them to heat their homes. I'm serious. I know people online that buy the old cards really cheap and use them as
Like the start
to
fires.
start fires and stuff.
Like dropping in their pellet
Yeah,
stoves.
it's kind of funny, but like I've been collecting off and on, sometimes more aggressively than others through the years, and I feel like when you go and you buy a pack of cards, it's the same adrenaline rush you get when you scratch a lottery ticket. It's the same rush you get when you go play a slot machine or something, because you never know what you're going to get. It's chance.
See, I guess I was always pessimistic my entire life, because even when I was collecting Marvel cards, every time I get a pack, I'm just like, yeah, these are going to suck. Oh no, I'm like,
Speaking of Marvel cards,
bunch of shit nobody cares about.
The first series of Marvel Masterpieces is a beautiful set.
It's a beautiful set, but nobody gives a shit about it.
Because it was overproduced.
It was overproduced, and I think people are like, what the fuck do I want cards, Marvel characters on them for? What the fuck do I care? I've got like things like Fleer from like 92 when they did Chromium cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like one in like how many hundreds of sets that you would possibly come across one of these. I have 2 of them. On eBay, guess how much they go for? 95 fucking cents.
Mm-hmm.
That says to me, hey, maybe when you're dead, and your children are dead, and your children's children's children are dead, this might be worth $5.
And the thing about card collecting, it's always the random thing that's worth money. Like,
oh yeah,
like I came across a card one time that it was a common player. It's Dave Martinez from the Montreal Expos. It was a 1990 Fleer. They made billions of these things, enough of them to like wallpaper the Taj Mahal. And just a small amount of them didn't get the right amount of red ink on the card. So the little logo that said Fleer 90 on it was yellow instead of red.
Oh god.
I took that card that I paid like quarter for, sold it for $75 because somebody is such a massive collector
I hate people.
that they have to have that.
God
People,
damn it.
there are error collectors. There are people that collect those cards that are practically worthless to get them signed through the mail people.
God, I hate
There's
people.
all sorts of different avenues. And right now, the hottest stuff is stuff from the 90s that came out mid to late 90s that are somewhat rare, like when they cut back on production. Like, I say, when the mass production ended was like right around 1994 because of the baseball strike. And the companies are like, oh shit, we better not put this out because nobody's going to buy them because everybody's pissed right now. So
how
they
much,
cut
sorry,
production.
go ahead.
They cut production way
Okay.
back then.
So, how much does Jordan's White Sox rookie card go for?
It depends on which one you're talking about.
Oh,
But
seriously? Like, they actually go for money?
like $5 or something like that.
Oh man, that's a lot of dough.
Does anybody really want that?
That's more than my Spider-Man card.
Jordan doesn't even want that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to remember it. But
I'm sure he's got stacks of them in his house.
He
Cries all the time. He's like, why did I play baseball? Oh god, that
Why
was
didn't he just-
Space Jam!
I like Space Jam.
Why did I come back and wear the number 45 jersey?
Yeah.
Did I want people to think I was somebody else?
He still was walking there like, wait a minute!
Wasn't
People
He
with
did have an alter ego.
people with monocles like,
A lot of people
wait a
don't
minute.
remember, but Jordan did have an alter ego called Johnny Kilroy. That there's actually a Johnny Kilroy card of him made by Upper Deck that's like Jordan with like glasses on or something,
I
like
got
dunking.
Sounds like a goddamn B Harp.
But non-sports related cards. You were talking about Marvel.
Yeah.
Most of them are worth absolutely nothing, which is unfortunate.
They're not worth the paper they're printed
Like
on.
the Batman cards and the Turtles cards that we had growing up are really not worth anything.
Yeah.
But Star Wars cards from like the late 70s, they're worth something. And nowadays, with non-sports cards, it's all about autographs. And like he mentions The Walking Dead and stuff like that. They're super hot because of the autograph cards that you can get out of the boxes.
Yeah.
And even there are several Marvel sets that have come out recently with actual they do sketch cards. 1-on-1 sketch cards where the artists do it and then they autograph them, and they're cool.
You know what's sad? You know what's worth more than any Marvel or DC card? The fucking Punch-Out cards that were on the back of Nintendo Powers.
It's true.
Yeah, they're worth more than those cards. You could get the card of Star Fox looking like he's ready to rip you in half.
What?
Worth tons of money.
I never punched any of those out. Well, I can't say
Well, don't,
I did.
Will. You're sitting on a fucking
I can't
gold
say
mine.
I didn't. The Mega Man X2 ones, I have those out. But
The whole sheet's worth like $5 billion. God damn it. Well, now, and you know what, to answer the question, if you want to have a hobby and you like collecting, cards are a great way to go. They don't take up a lot of space until you start getting a ton of them. Then they start getting boxes, and then the boxes start piling up, and then you start having that kind of what I call a midlife crisis in your collecting, where you start going, what the fuck am I going to do with all this?
my wife knows nothing about any of this. She's never had this conversation with me at all.
No, I'm probably.
Yeah.
I had this. We didn't have this conversation. I had this internal thing in my mind the other day. It's like when I had to buy my 7th short box to start putting my because I started getting back into collecting again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Because I bought like a shelf that's in my bedroom. Mm-hmm. It's got 2 more spots out of like 6 left to put like more short boxes in, and then I'm out of shelving, and I'm just like, oh no, what am I? And like then I'm at the studio, like, am I gonna have to be that guy that starts going through his collection and picking out the crap, like trimming the fat off, and then like I'm that guy who's on eBay trying to sell like a fucking shit comic for like more than what it's worth, or like am I gonna be that guy that has like the flea market, like the yard sale? It's like 10 cents a comic, because fuck me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, because what I've been going through over the past year or so is trimming the fat, like you said. I am going through and like pulling duplicates and stuff like that, and like
see, I don't have any dupes though.
Throwing them all in the flat rate box and selling for $20. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
and I've been doing pretty well at that. But
I wish I had dupes.
Yeah,
that would help trim the fat out. I don't have dupes.
All my dupes got donated.
Yeah, well, see, that's what comics take up more fucking room too.
That's true.
Unfortunately. Yeah. If you want to stay good. If you don't care, you can just fucking throw them anyway. Fucking just shove them under your mattress for extra cushioning.
Comics that you think are worth absolutely nothing in like 10 years, all of a sudden they're worth something. Like, the one comic company just closed down. The ones that did Bloodshot.
Oh, not Valiant?
Valiant. Yeah. Valiant. Now they're selling for money. Bloodshot comics are going for money right now.
They shut down?
Yeah.
Because we just had a new Bloodshot comic come in.
From what I heard, they were shutting down.
Oh. Maybe they got a bailout. Government bailout.
I don't know, but people were speculating.
Well, I was like, we must have Valiant.
When people started speculating, I could have sold my 20 copies of issue 43 or whatever the hell I had, but...
Oh yeah, all those ones you gave me, and I'm like, fuck, where is this shit? Now it's probably worth like $5 bajillion. Alright, well, we're gonna go into a discussion topic to round out this episode. So, I want to go with your earliest memory of a scary movie you watched. Sticking with Spoopy.
Spooktober.
All month. It all seems to blend together for me. Like, there's a lot of scary movies I watched when I was younger, but I can't think of what was the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was the youngest, I mean, which one I know. We used to watch a lot when I was a kid. The Thing. Watched that a lot.
Oh, yeah. When you were a kid?
Yeah.
Jesus, your parents had no filter.
Dude, my mom...
Go here, again, watch the goriest fucking movie of all time.
My mom loves horror movies and stuff like that. We used to watch all the time. What's that one? Puppet Master. With the puppet,
Jesus, Puppet Master?
I love that movie. I could never find it again when I was, like, old enough to care to watch it again. I probably could do it now, but, like, I would always want to watch it, but every time I play it would be, like, the later ones. They're all garbage.
Oh, yeah.
The first one, though. Nightmare on Elm Street. The Friday the 13th movies. Hellraiser. I remember watching the first Hellraiser when I was younger. That was good times.
I mean, my early memories, like when I can barely like remember kind of early memories, was I remember my parents had HBO. And they would watch, anything on HBO. I mean, HBO, you could get away with whatever. It was HBO. It was the Wild West. And I remember there was a movie that they had on there. And I guess I had woken up or something and came downstairs and like, I remember my mom telling me, oh, don't look or whatever. And I don't even know what the movie was. And I really want to know. All I know was that there was a girl who wished something into a mirror and demons came out to take her baby away. And I wish I could figure out what it is. I've tried Google searches. I've tried all different things. I cannot figure out for the life of me what this movie was, but I just remember the sounds of the demons and stuff. Yeah, because I guess she didn't want the baby or something like that, and she wished into a mirror and these demons came out. But for me, like...
You sure that wasn't Labyrinth?
No.
Was there a big bulge at any point?
Gross.
I remember movies that really weren't horror movies that freaked me out was The Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah. The Burbs was funny.
There's a movie called Nothing Left to Lose with Dan Aykroyd, where he plays a judge in like this country town, and like they catch these people, like city people, and then they try them and then they kill them.
That was Welcome to Mooseport.
And I mean there were some other ones too, but like I remember specifically like you had mentioned Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Was probably one of the first ones I remember watching the whole way through as a kid. But I also remember USA Network used to run horror movies on Saturday afternoons.
Mm-hmm.
Great time for it. So I got to see movies that were now so bad that I went back and I watched them. I'm like, wow, why did this freak me out when I was a kid? Movies like Bad Dreams, Nightmare on the 13th Floor.
Oh my God, I remember that.
These like really like weird off type movies that they would just air in the middle of the day. I remember Cape Fear was kind of creepy to me as
Cape
a kid.
Fear.
And then you get into the Stephen King stuff.
I remember watching Silver Bullet too when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really find it scary, just interesting.
Pet Sematary 2.
Silver Bullet was just weird.
Pet Sematary 2 I've never seen, but Pet Sematary, yeah, that legitimately like had me scared when I was a kid. Because it was just like, I had a cat at that time, and I'm like, this fucking cat's gonna come back to life and murder me. That's the thing I always found funny when I was a kid. You watch a movie like that, you automatically think, this is gonna happen. This movie is gonna happen to me.
Stephen King did a lot of movies with cats, because didn't he do Cat's Eye?
Yeah, he did Cat's Eye.
Where
that was the one with the little
where
fucking troll.
With the little troll with that sword that he, and he was stealing the girl's breath. Yeah. Was that Drew Barrymore?
Probably.
That was probably.
She did every scary little kid thing back then.
He loved using her in the...
So, for me, again, like you, I don't know what this movie was.
Okay.
Because I saw parts of it, and all I know is it scared the living shit out of me when I was a kid, okay? All I remember is there's a hand, there's a wall, and this girl's being drugged down the hallway, and her hand's digging into it, her nails break, and there's just blood coming out of her fingertips, and she's just getting dragged down the hallway. I remember a door shuts, somebody laughs, and then I ran out of the
room. Shit.
I remember being so frightened by that I was having a hard time sleeping, and my mom came in and she's like, just have a dream and pretend that like the turtles are there and they're helping you fight the things that you're afraid of, and there's nothing to be scared of because they're there to protect you.
Yeah.
I went, sleep. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saved my life when I was a kid then.
Saved your life.
But the funny thing was, I was so captivated by having an image on a TV screen that scared me to the point where I couldn't sleep that I got fascinated with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the same boat. Because like for me as a kid, I was always like really into like the horror themed cartoons and stuff, like Count Duckula, and there was a Kid Dracula cartoon at one point too. The Scooby-Doo stuff always interested me and stuff like that.
I only liked the original Scooby-Doo. It just kept getting worse.
When it got
worse.
to be like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo with Vincent Van Gogh and he's with the Globetrotters, and I'm like, all right, no, I'm good.
Any of the special guest Scooby-Doos are so
it's like,
goddamn
today's special guest is Don Knotts, and I'm like, no. Why is Don Knotts on Scooby-Doo? This makes no sense.
Scooby-Doo.
And that stuff always really intrigued me. Like with the Thundercats, Mum-Ra. It was kind of a freaky character for a kid.
Yeah, for a kid show, he was scary. For a kid show,
but and then of course the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I was always really enjoyed that. And there's you look back at the cartoons, they're pretty.
Dude, in the first movie, that librarian scared that shit out of me when I was a kid.
Me too.
Well, and I also remember watching Poltergeist. The whole time I'm watching Poltergeist as a kid, I'm like, this movie's nothing. This ain't scary at all. And then the bathroom scene happens.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then I'm like, Mom! Where'd that come from? This movie's PG?
I've never understood why, but when I was younger, I had a small black and white TV or whatever in my room, and sometimes I couldn't sleep at night, and I turned it on, and it would be X-Files, and that would scare the piss out of me for no reason at all, because I'm just in my room, it's dark, I don't have the lights on, and this weird shit's happening on the TV, and I would sit there and just watch it. I wouldn't turn it off, I would just scare myself until I fell asleep.
Oh, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
When I was a kid, I was scared to death of black and white plaid. I was scared to death of anything that was black and white. I'm like, oh my god, it's
plaid, it was pinstripe.
Well, no, the guy's shirt, the Baldwin. Wasn't that Baldwin?
Well, let's find out.
Didn't he play the husband?
Yes.
Yeah. His shirt was the plaid shirt with it was the black and white checkered. Beetlejuice himself had the pinstripes and stuff.
That's what those
and then Robin Thicke wore it at the Video Music Awards. And thumbs up to anybody who remembers that. But I remember how that movie was freaky when I was a kid. Now I look back and I absolutely love it. But the cartoon was even kind of weird. Like the Beetlejuice cartoon.
A little bit.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
A lot of really odd stuff would happen.
Yeah.
And that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Why are you worried about the dad?
The whole movie was just, for me when I was a kid, I associated a lot of stuff with colors. And that pattern just freaked me out for some reason. I also kind of remember, here's another movie that I thought existed, but I may have dreamt it. Was a movie where a piano had teeth, and no, not Mario 64, where a piano had teeth and bit the person's hands off as he was playing.
That sounds really familiar, actually. Really fucking familiar.
But yeah, and for you, I would have nightmares. There was times where I just didn't want to sleep in my own bed. And then, of course, that pissed my parents off. And I didn't understand when I was a kid, but now I look back and I go, oh, I'm sorry.
You ruined that night for them. You know how hard it is to get those nights?
And it took me a long time to be able to,
accept.
Yeah. But, I got over it. And,
you got over it.
Yeah, I did, yeah. And, I've gone on to, really... not obsess with the horror genre, but I'm a lot more into that than anything else.
Right. I'm trying to think of the first movie that got me hooked on horror movies. And you know what? I don't even think it's a horror. It's not technically even a horror movie, but it was Transylvania 6-5000.
Oh, nice.
It was the movie's so dumb. It's horrible. It's a terrible movie. Nobody should really even sit through it. It's just terrible. It tries to be funny. There's 2 jokes in the whole movie that makes me laugh. And there's
What do you think of the star power that was in that?
Oh, there's tons of it. Kramer was in it.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh my god. But I can't remember. Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, Ed Begley Jr.
Ed Begley Jr.
Gina Davis.
Yes, that's right. Gina Davis in it. She was half naked. That's when I started wondering about women.
Yep.
I remember being back then, I was like, man, that lady's pretty. I don't really think that much anymore.
No.
Gina Davis back then is meow, hoo-hoo,
Oh, vampire women when I was a kid, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Oh, man.
Really? She was purposefully done up that way to be like,
yeah.
Especially when you're like, you're starting to become a teenager, you're like, man, something's happening.
Yeah. Well, the thing about her is if you take the makeup off, she's still a very pretty woman. She is. And the fact that she's had to deal with all the probably terrible, disgusting fans that she's had to deal with through the years.
I'm sure.
I can only imagine. But Transylvania 65000, I think my cousin, owns that on DVD. She really enjoys that movie. And I remember watching that as a kid.
I need to get it on DVD.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this.
Also, another one of my baby steps into watching horror movies was the Swamp Thing movie.
Okay.
Because that was technically supposed to be kind of a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, when you find it on Netflix and stuff, it is labeled under horror.
It is, yeah.
And then, like, for some reason, it went from a jump from Swamp Thing straight into Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, wow, that was a little bit of a jump there. But
one movie that when I was a kid, like, it didn't scare me, but I knew kids that it did scare was The Secret of Nim.
I never saw it, actually.
Like, because there are some dark images and stuff in that.
right.
But, like, it never bothered me, but I know other kids.
The Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
The Dark Crystal kind of scared me a little bit when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
This fucking goddamn elf puppet. Fucking naked ass washing his balls in the beginning of the movie.
And a memory of mine from renting videos at Bookland in Red Lion was one of the videos I would always rent. And I couldn't remember what it was. And several years back, I looked it up and I got myself a VHS copy because I don't think it's on DVD. And that's a movie called Ghost Fever with Sherman Helmsley. It's an amazingly bad romp. But when I was a kid, I loved it. Because I remember there was a part with a mummy wearing sunglasses, dancing, and I'm like, this is awesome. Now I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, that was awful.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah, it's like Sherman Helmsley and some guy who was like a Cheech Marin knockoff. I can't even remember the guy's name. Yes, you found it.
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
This box art is just priceless.
It's awesome, man. It just drew me in when I was a kid.
This fucking box art is just fantastic.
Yeah,
Look at this shit, man.
God damn it. His hat, he's so scared his hat went off of his head.
It might be a future movie review for Grinded Word. I'm just saying.
Probably should. We should start doing video reviews.
Like, we could do that too.
We should. It's funny as shit.
All three of us sitting and watching the movie. It was a good time.
Well, everybody, that's the end of this spoopy episode
So spoopy.
of Grindcast. So spoopy.
So spoopy.
So spoopy.
Too spoopy, 5 me.
I just want to remind everybody you can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. We are also on the YouTubes at youtube.com/C/Grinded Word. We have our Let's Play channels there, and we have a video for every one of our podcasts, including Miserable Movie Mafia and Ballbuster Video. I also like to give a shout out to my favorite comic store, Comics Connection. Come on in Friday nights when we play Magic, and also come on in to get the comics of your dreams.
What's your least favorite comic store?
I'm not going to say that.
eBay.
Pretty much. Yeah, you could say eBay. It's probably my most hated comic store. Yeah, that's pretty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That you dug me out of a trench. Thank you. Oh my God. Well, as always, everybody, thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you in the next episode.